right, y'all, we out here. Buff Missionaries back at it again, and great morning, bright morning, standing right out here in the sun. And I'm gonna expose my backyard a little bit. Let's take a look. All right. So, the first thing, if you've been back here before, you know that used to be a nice, healthy tree right there, and it's kind of gone. A couple storms in the last few weeks knocked them down, so it is what it is. And I wish they would have fallen on these groundhogs to be tearing up my yard. Look at this nonsense, man. Absolute travesty. But anyways, moles, whatever they are. I was just looking around. Yeah, I got to straighten that up too. It's been a while. But anyways, I was just looking around after this tree had gotten cleared out and thinking, man, I need to get out here and mow the lawn. And it's interesting, if you look at it over here, almost perpetually, it's like this grass hardly seems to grow. You can't really tell that I haven't cut it for a while. But when you look over here, man, look at that. You could sleep in that. This grass right here, thick, green. It's like, yeah, man, that's that good stuff right there. Over here, it's like really thriving a lot for some reason. And I almost don't get it, because you can see this shade line in the backyard here from the building. The sun, obviously right there. This grass over here on this side is in the shade almost all day. The arc of the sun pretty much starts over there, comes this way, and ends up setting on that side. So this area really gets the least amount of sun compared to all of this side, which gets all the sun. And yet it's like, doesn't grass need sun, water, and all that to grow? And we definitely had a couple storms, so there was enough water out here for sure. But there's something interesting going on here. There's actually a reason why the grass over there, which seems to be in the shade and out of the sunlight, is growing more than the grass here. It's this guy. So I learned this the other day. Got to give a shout out to my friend Donnie Keel. He used to live here before me, and he told me a few things about this yard, including this. So you can see this tree. You can see, let's zoom out on this bad boy. You can see the branches, the leaves. And he told me, saying about trees, and this one in particular, that the roots underground are actually a mirror of what you see here. So imagine like this whole area down here, for as deep as that goes, you have the roots of this tree. And the reason that's so interesting is because the tree looks actually really good, doesn't it? Getting a lot of sunlight, getting a lot of moisture. But the issue is the grass that's also in the sun, it's actually getting deprived because this tree is taking all of the moisture. It's taking the majority of the water that ends up in the ground on this side of the yard. So it ends up dying, even though it's in the spotlight, even though it's in the sunlight. It ends up not being able to grow as effectively. And then we turn back over here, and you have the grass that's chilling in the shade, in what looks to be the darkness, out of the spotlight, able to flourish and to grow in a different way, in an unexpected way, because there's nothing else around it that's going to steal the nourishment that it needs to be able to grow. It's a story of environment, isn't it? So basically what it tells me is that environment has everything to do with growth, in addition to the elements that are necessary to growth. So you might think that being in the spotlight, and you might think that you need the sun and the perfect amount of this and the perfect amount of that to grow. But if you're in a place where something's sucking up all your energy, if you're in a place where something is stealing all the nutrients that you need to survive, you're not going to thrive, even though you're in the best position visually, or the perspective seems to be you're in the best position. You're not going to grow because that other thing is sucking up all the nourishment and everything that you need to be able to grow. And on the flip side, grinding in silence, grinding in that quiet place, grinding in the spot that doesn't look the flashiest or doesn't seem to have all the resource, but in a place where you can get everything you need and enough of what you need without worrying about it being sucked up by the things around you, that's the place where you're going to grow. It's a question. What's your environment look like? Are you in a spot that seems flashy and gives the appearance that it has all the stuff that you need to flourish, and yet you're wondering why you're not growing and improving in the ways that you wish you could? You need a change of pace, a change of location. Do you need to retreat back into the spot where you have just enough of the things you need? That way you can grow in the best way that you need to. It's a great question. I'm gonna ask myself the very same thing sometimes. But yo, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think about that little thought. Talk to me about your environment and the things you're recognizing about the space you're in. If you haven't really thought about it, maybe there's a tree you need to identify in your space. But it's definitely worth considering. And I know I'll be considering it. So until then, catch you in the next one, all right? We out. Let's get it. Something I want to embody is grinding in silence, making sure that I'm in a place where I have the best opportunity to get in all the nutrients that I need, everything that I need to be able to grow and to flourish. You can worry about the spotlight later. That time will come.